didn't help. So, good. Okay, everyone, so nestle into your kitchen chair. Whatever has a flat surface on it is best. If you would like to practice from the floor, feel free. I know that Marie will be practicing from her seated stance. So allow your bum to just nestle down into your chair and find flat feet. You might choose to sink back into your chair and lean into the back of it, or you might choose to practice sitting tall. The soles of your feet can rest down into the floor. Your hands rest in your lap. If it feels comfortable to let your eyes close, let yourself close your eyes. And if not, just let your gaze go downward. Float towards the floor. Take a nice deep shrug of the shoulders, lifting them up to the ears and rolling them down to your back. And let the crown of your head reach for the sky. Notice to begin if your breath is coming in through your mouth or your nose. And if it's possible to breathe in and out through your nose, let yourself do that. Let yourself breathe in and out through your nose. I want you to withdraw your senses from the external world for just this hour. Imagine pulling down your bunny ear antennas, turning off, turning down the collection of data from the external world. You're turning your gaze inward, allowing yourself for this next hour to focus on yourself. We know that our thoughts contribute to our physical well-being. And we know that we can help control and help support our thoughts with this practice. So feeling your sit bones grounded on the floor or on your chair. I want you to breathe in and out through your nose, feeling the breath draw down the column of your spine. It almost swirls in your pelvis before it sweeps back up to the crown of your head and exits out your nose. Just imagine this feeling of breath flowing up and down your spine. Know that every time the breath flows, it is releasing anything that no longer serves you in your body, releasing all the carbon dioxide and used up nutrients, anything that the breath can help extract and expel, it will. And in doing so, create space. Create space for that nutrient-filled packet, full of oxygen and all of the nutrients that breath contains, to fill those cells. And we're just going to set our intention today to allow our full, fresh, oxygenated breath to infuse into the cells of our body, to fortify them, to offer them strength and resilience and resistance, to keep those cells happy and healthy and strong. And as we move through our practice this morning, we'll notice with our movement where the breath is sticky and tight. We'll notice where our movement is restricted. And we'll offer ourselves the opportunity to release those areas of tension and strain and replace that with the easy flow of breath, with the unrestricted access of breath into those corners of the body. So with your next breath, let a little smile come onto your face. Lift your eyes. You can allow your shoulders to shrug up to your ears again and then roll them down your back. Let your hands drop down beside you. Let's take the thumb and reach it over to the pinky finger and spread it wide. Thumb to the ring finger and spread it wide. To the index finger and spread it wide. Can you breathe while you're doing this? Big inhales and exhales. And inhales and exhales. Allowing yourself to stretch the palms, reaching the breath right down to the ends of the fingertips. Nice. And then begin to roll those wrists. Nice big circles, feeling the breath to start to access, probably hearing a few cracks and groans from those wrists. Roll the opposite way. Yeah. And as the hands float down beside you, just turn the thumbs downward and then lift them, rolling them back up. Imagine you're rolling from these wrists. There is a trickle up effect going up the rest of the arm, but your focus is on your wrists moving. And now we bring that awareness to our elbow pits and we turn the elbow pits down and we roll the elbow pits up. Noticing that when we move the elbow, we also essentially have to move the bottom half of the arm and the top half of the arm, so you're feeling that happen too. Roll your awareness right up to the top of the arm bone and then feel the arm bones roll forward in the shoulder sockets and roll back. Just allowing that sweet movement to happen. Feel how the shoulders want to start moving. So you can feel the shoulder blades on the back body. As the arms move forward, those shoulder blades round and lift. Allow that to happen. And as the arms move back, the shoulder blades slide down the back body. Can you mess with that? Can you feel that movement of the shoulder blades sliding in the continuum of your arm movement? Yeah. And now what wants to happen is your rib cage wants to get involved, right? So let your rib cage get involved. It's almost like you start to do a cat pose, arching your back, and then starting to lift your chest open. One of these is your inhale. One of these is your exhale. Just a slow, sweet, smooth movement today. Nice work. Yeah. Oh, that feels good. Roll. Now just stop the whole movement. Roll those shoulders 3 times backwards. Roll those shoulders 3 times forward. Yeah, so if we just notice for a minute, notice the way your arms just feel invigorated, full of prana. So the word breath we use in English is just so small compared to the idea of prana, of life force, of energy, of the innate intelligence inside of you, just all of a sudden being free to move in your body. Deep breath to feel that. Yeah. Let's do some stuff for the neck. So right ear reaches towards right shoulder. Perhaps even your right hand sinks towards the floor. Yeah. Take your left hand and sink the left hand towards the floor. Sweet. And then float the head back up to center, left ear to left shoulder, and then roll those shoulders. Let the arms feel heavy. Especially the heaviness of that right arm really lengthens the side muscles of your neck. Yeah. And then float that head back up to center. Sweet. With the tip of your nose, imagine yourself drawing a spiral in front of you. If there was a pencil lead out the end of your nose, then imagine that spiral growing perfectly in bigger and bigger circles as you draw on the page in front of you, the imaginary page in front of you. And as soon as you start to hear sort of grinding in the back of your neck, or the circles are getting too big, they don't feel controlled anymore, then turn and go the opposite direction. Or maybe none of those symptoms happened. You just got really big and now you're going to go really small. Let your head go in those nice circles. Sweet. And then bring it back to center. Allow your chin to fall down to your chest and sweep the chin over to your right shoulder, back down to center, over to your left shoulder, back down to center. And allow yourself to just go back and forth. Nice. And then back to center, lifting that head back up again and allowing your chin to reach up to the sky. It's only as far as it feels comfortable. Take your jaw now and open your mouth. And then close your teeth. Tuck your chin. Nice. Bring everything back to center. Okay, shake your head, nod your head. And as if your head was this big, heavy bowling ball, just find a place where it balances perfectly on the top of your spine. Yeah. Now, we're really aware of what's going on in the head and the neck and down the arms, but we don't necessarily feel quite so supported. So for a moment, pay attention to from the armpits down the side body. Often when we're sitting, we start to get kind of collapsed in the spine. It feels achy to sit tall. So just notice how it feels right now. Now we're going to bring our 3 movements to the spine, okay? So sit bones ground, spine tall, shoulders roll back. Let's bring the hands to the heart. When you keep the thumbs connected to the breastbone and the chin floating across on top of the fingertips and you begin to twist, you can feel that we really isolate the mid-spine. You have to breathe while you're doing this. So exhale to twist. Breathe in to come back to center. Exhale to twist the other way. Breathe in to come back to center. Beautiful. And just let yourself go back and forth. Nice. Yeah, just feeling the nice twist in our rib cage. Let's bring that back to center and release. The second movement is a side bend. So for this, if your arms are feeling fine today, you can lift them right up over your head and you can side bend. If that doesn't feel so good, you can put hands on your head and you can side bend. Perhaps even it feels better, put hands on the shoulders. So I want you to use your inhales to come back to center, and as you exhale, lean over to one side. Keep both sit bones grounded on your chair or the floor. And feel like you're lengthening from the waist up to the rib cage, up the ribs to the armpit. And you're just opening up that side body. Breathing in and opening up that side body. Yeah. Your hands can be flowing. Big breaths. You can hear yourself breathe. Nice. All the way up. All the way up. And then those hands release down. Shoulders can roll back again. Sweet. Start to notice that sitting tall feels easier. We've done 2 movements of the spine. We've done the twist and the side bend. The last one that we need to do is the forward back, the flexion extension. We did it a little bit. So let's just end. Bringing our fingers to the ends of our knees. Arch your back like a cat. And then sweep your chest forward. You can lift your chin or not. Just do what makes your neck feel good. Breathing in and out. And in and out. And in and out. Yeah. Just sweetly bending the spine, pulling it forward. We're practicing all the movements of the spine. We're waking up the muscles of this back body, front body, side body, all the paraspinals that help us in our twist. We're sweeping with our breath. We're sweeping out all the areas of tightness and congestion, and we're replacing that with beautiful, fresh, oxygenated blood. Yeah, come back to center. So as you just kind of wobble there for a minute and let your hands land on your lap, notice, can you feel the difference? Can you feel how all of a sudden sitting has less effort? We move the spine in 3 different ways, and all of a sudden you can sit and the back doesn't feel like it wants to cave in. It's happy to be tall. So good. All right, let's find some work with our legs. I want you to start by just opening those feet out to the side. Your bum is kind of right on the edge of your chair right now. The hands can come out to the ends of the knees. I want you to drop one shoulder down between your legs and then drop the other shoulder and let yourself come up. Yeah, down and up. Breathe in and out. My chair is a little bit creaky. I can feel, I can hear it move underneath me. Make sure you're moving with your breath. An exhale and an inhale. All right, this is our last one. Yeah, allow yourself to come back up. So those feet come back to center. Shoulders stay rolled down your back. And we're just going to lift the right knee, maybe only a foot off the floor, and then sweep the foot in front of us, bring it down, set it down. Lift, reach the foot forward, bring it down, set it down. Whoa, feel the work that's happening in your hip and the quad, the top of this leg. Yeah. Now lift up and tap your toe out behind and come back in. And lift up and tap. Yeah. So a whole bunch of work happening in this hip socket right here. That's what we're going for. You can feel it. That's enough. Left side. We lift and extend. Draw in, set down. Lift the knee, extend the foot, put it back down. Inhale, exhale, inhale. Exhale. It doesn't matter to me if your inhales and exhales are the same cadence as mine or a little bit slower. If you're inhaling when I inhale or if you're exhaling, you're just messing with it. Toe tap. Toe tap. Toe tap. Ooh, you can feel that, can't you, in that hip? There's a lot of work happening just to make that toe tap happen. Come back to center. Sweet. Fingers come to the end. Let's do a nice big arch and lift the chest. Good. Sweep your toes over to the right side of your chair. Sit nice and tall. And then your whole upper body turns backwards. Your hands rest on the back side of your chair. And every time you inhale, you lengthen up. And every time you exhale, there's like this turn. We're going to turn the belly first. Inhale, sit tall. Rib cage turns second. Inhale, sit tall. Shoulders turn. Exhale, they relax down the back. The arms are heavy. Breathe in. And as you exhale, float a little bit deeper into that twist. If your neck feels okay, perhaps you can let the chin float towards that right shoulder. Just make sure you don't twist the breath right out of your body. So really important not to move so much that you can't breathe. Yeah. Breathe. Breathe. Nice. So we let the chin go first, the shoulders release second, the rib cage third, then the belly. Nice. All right, now you're gonna walk your feet back to the front edge of your mat. Slide your bum right to the edge. Oh, I lied. Stay on the right. Yeah, stay on the right. And now take your left bum cheek and leg and make it so just your right is on the chair. This left leg is free. And then stretch it back behind you. So if you know this pose, you know that some of us will be here with the knee dropping straight down. Some of us will take that leg back further. So you choose where you want to be in terms of how far that foot's extended. Wherever you choose to be, I just want you to make gentle presses. So we're not pressing so much that you feel the rest of your body kind of lurch, no lurching. You're pressing just enough. Yeah, you can feel the work happening in that body, happening in that leg. Breathe. But there's no lurching through the front knee. Your back hand can be hanging onto the chair. You can do whatever you want with this hand. That left arm can lift up, can stay on your hip, can drop down. Yeah. Okay, so now press into that left ball of the foot. Press into the front foot. The right hand can stay on the chair. And then just push so hard into that back leg. You might even be here, pushing to let yourself lift. Yeah, and come all the way down. Let yourself lift and come down. One more. Let yourself lift and come down. Good. Land your bum on that chair. Both legs. Take a deep breath. Nice. Okay, we can feel that work building in our legs. Let's do it on the other side. Down. Hands rest on the back of that chair. You're breathing up and down your spine. Remember, you can't twist so much that you can't breathe. It's more important to breathe than it is to twist. So find the spot where the breath feels free, unencumbered, unrestricted, and still you twist. Yeah, good. Let the chin float out towards that left shoulder. Breathe up and down the spine. Every exhale, feel your shoulders relax. Feel yourself sink a little deeper into that twist. Every inhale, let breath flow with ease up and down the spine. And then release your chin. Release your shoulders. Release your rib cage. Release your belly. Feet can stay here on the left side of your chair, and we take a big slide forward. So the left leg stays grounded. Left bum, cheek, and thigh are connected. Right leg is off the chair, okay? Foot can go backwards. It can stay right here. For some of us, this long length is already a stretch. And for some of you, you'll reach the foot further back. This is the goal, is you're gonna gently press into that heel without lurching the rest of the body, right? It's as if you want your pelvis to be still and you're just working the muscles of the leg. Yeah, can you add breath to that? Pressing through the heel, forward through the knee. Nice work. Nice work. Reaching through that heel. Yeah. Nice. Good. Okay. So wherever that leg is, as far back as you want it, we're going to press into the front foot, push into that back ball of the foot, and lift and come down again. Two more. Lift and come down again. Whew. One more. Lift and come down again. Nice. Sweep that leg forward. Whew. Feel the work that we've created, the juiciness in those legs. That's going to help us with our next move. Standing up. Okay. Our usual cheats standing up are that we use the strength of our upper body to, like, we get tense and we brace with the upper body so that we can lift our bum up off the chair. So your goal, if you've been practicing this, you might be able to bring your hands to cross across your body. You do need to slide your sit bones. So it feels like the bones of your pelvis are just on the edge of your chair. The feet come in closer to you so that as you lean forward, all your weight feels like it comes into these legs. right? Like you can feel them turn on and kind of go, oh, I better get ready because all my body, I have to support my whole body weight in a minute. And then you're noticing, notice what wants to happen next, this real press through the hands. If you can, just imagine, some of you might even put your elbows here lightly and then lift your bum. Some of you might put your hands here and lift. Regardless, you're going to come all the way up. Yeah. Come all the way up. Sweet work. Nice. So now we come to stand behind our chairs. And I'm going to try and find like a side angle where you can see me and my chair at the same time. Do you see how I'm going to be cut off here? I can't get far enough away from you that my head is actually in the picture. Okay. Oh, maybe I could fix that. Yeah, here we go. Put my head in the picture. Okay, yeah, a bit shiny with the window behind me. Sorry about that. All right, so you're going to stand behind your chair. Feet hip width apart. Just drop your hands beside you. Feel the soles of your feet. So this time, instead of the breath just coming down and swirling in the bowl of your pelvis and coming back up to the crown of your head, I want you to feel your breath reach all the way to your fingertips and reach all the way to your toes. And then come back up. So every expansion feels like it goes out through fingers, every inhale out through toes, and every time you exhale, it comes right back to heart, right back to lungs. So you're starting to actually notice this idea of your body exchanging, right? Releasing everything you no longer need and drawing in what you need next. The idea that the breath just has so much power. We're going to infuse that word, that English word breath, we're going to change it to word prana, because now it is full of that innate intelligence that's built into our body. That innate intelligence, the intelligence of whoever created this piece of engineering that is our body, is within us. And that intelligence knows how to heal us. So right now, our whole practice is all about how do we get out of our own way? How do we just move and let breath come? Let's work on our ankles. You guys love this one. So you lift up, hands on the back of the chair for balance if you want, and you come back down again. The things that we always see here are that people's ankles dive out, they capsize, right? So if you lift up and that happens, you can't go that far. You'll only be able to lift and lower as far as you can with strength in the ankles. Breathe in, lower with control. Breathe in, lower with control. We start to feel a chain of muscles working all the way down the backs of our legs. It's beautiful. Sweet. Okay, so next movement is a clear 100% hated movement in class. Let's do it anyway. You're going to take the tippy toe side of your foot and press it down into the floor. Sometimes you're not pressing. Sometimes you set it there very tenderly and you just breathe. If it doesn't feel that strained, you can lean into it a little. You can back up into it. Let's change feet and do the other side. Perhaps you're setting it down very gingerly, very tenderly, because the muscles across the front side of the foot and ankle are tight. We don't do this very often. Nice, and release back. So as you come forward, let's bend into the knees, put your hands there, and you just start to do little rolls. Now keep the soles of your feet soft into the floor so that they're not kind of rocking and rolling all over the place, that the soles of the feet stay established and connected to the floor. Go the other way. So make sure you go both directions with these rolls. Nice. Sweet. And then press into the soles of the feet, lift. We're gonna go a little bit wider, okay? And you can go with hula hoops with your hips now. both directions. Sweet. Okay, feet go back together. Bend your knees. Just put your hands on the ends of your knees. Big circles one way, big circles the other way. Sweet, coming back up. Now the chair's always there for your balance. Your feet can separate a little bit. Kick your hips over to the right. Back to center. Over to the left. So there's a nice opening. It's almost like all we're doing is reminding your body all the different ways it knows how to work, knows how to move. We're reminding the body all the different muscle groups that it has at its disposal. Our movement helping recruit new patterns, recruit new movement in the body. Yeah. And every time we remind the body that it has certain muscles to use, it kind of goes, oh yeah, that's right. Okay, I could do that. I could use that muscle. I have it available to me. Sweet work. Okay, so you're standing behind the chair, feet underneath you, hands on the chair. Let's step back with our right foot. Your hip crease is not above the waist. It's not at the top of the hips. You go right down to the bottom of the hips. Sometimes I say, drag your fingers up the leg bone and then begin to fold forward. Reach your hips back behind you. You can stretch here, just feeling usually the front leg. So usually the front leg feels this. Sometimes it's the back calf that you can feel. But you're pressing the sit bone. So you're trying not to round your back. If your back's rounded, you might stay here, right? Only going down as far as you can with that back being nice and flat. Good. Can you breathe nice and deep even though you can feel the stretch sensation happening? And then allow yourself to come back up. Bend the front knee now. Good. Push that back heel into the ground and then lengthen the body. Some of you might find that you want to keep one finger on the chair for balance, always allowed. Some of you might find you're okay. I want you to play with these hands going overhead. Maybe it's one arm. Breathing here. Maybe it's both arms. Regardless, feel like you're sinking down into the feet. Good. Reaching through that front knee, pushing the back heel down into the ground. Breathing there. Good. Hands come back down to the chair. Lift the right heel, the back heel, just a little bit. Do you feel how the body just sort of plunged forward? Yeah. I want you to allow that to happen. Feel the front leg start to take your body weight. Relax your shoulders. Keep your fingers light. We're not trying to shift weight into the hands. We're trying to put it all in this leg. So go slow. Now, before you lift your back toes, press and straighten this front leg. Whew. Maybe your back toes stay on the ground. Maybe your fingers can stay light. And there's this folding that can happen. Imagine you're floating a board on your back body. So the heel and the back of your head both touching the board. Stay where you need to stay. Okay, to be in a nice long straight line. Maybe you can come down further. Maybe you actually keep that back toe just messing. Front leg's getting really strong. Good. Bend the front knee, put the back foot down on the floor, and inhale those hands up. They can reach down, straighten that front leg, step forward. Good work. Okay, other side. Let's take a step back with the left. The right knee. Oh, we're going to start with the right leg straight. Okay? Your fingers can find where the leg bone goes into the hip socket. That's your fold point. It's below the pelvis. Okay? The sit bones reach back behind you. The tailbone is lifting. The pelvis is what's turning on your front legs. Hands can rest. Remember, we keep our spine flat here. We lower forward only as far as we can with a nice long straight spine. Breathing into the stretch sensation we're creating lots of times in the front leg, sometimes in the calf of the back leg, sometimes you feel it in the hips. If you feel it in low back at all, you've got to lift your chest. You've got to stay where the low back feels okay, right? You're coming forward only as much as you need to here. Nice work. And then inhale, allow yourself to come all the way up. Bend into that front knee. Push into the back heel. Fingers are on the chair, they can drop down. Reach that front knee forward, press that back heel. Choose if you need to keep balance. One hand on the chair, the other hand can lift. If balance is okay. And if shoulders are tight, know that like this kind of pose, like cowboy arms, is absolutely fine. Cowboy surrender, cactus arms. Reach through the front knee, press through the back heel. Breathe here. Nice work. And then hands release to heart, to back of chair. We lift the back heel just a tiny bit. And then notice how you have to get supportive through the right leg. Notice how the right leg has to start taking your body weight. As we reach forward more, as we lift the back heel more, our whole body kind of centers its gravity down through the right leg. Stay connected to that. Roll up onto the ball of the foot, onto the tippy toes, and then begin to straighten your standing leg. Good work. You might stay right here, long straight line from the back of the heel to the back of the head. You might begin to fold forward. Remember, you're allowed to use that chair for balance as much as you want. Stay where you have control. Stay where there's good work building in that right leg. The right leg is straight, but not locked. It can be as bent as it needs to be to allow the pivot to happen on the top of that right leg. Yeah. Nice work. So bend into the front knee, set the back foot down, connect, inhale. Exhale your hands down and let yourself step forward. Good work. So this is one where I'm going to move around so that you can see me. You might have to move around a bit. We're going to pivot everything on the left hip and step open with your right foot. So this looks like you've got the pelvis square and we're moving that right foot backwards. And the whole pelvis is turning on the top of this leg bone. So the leg bone stays still and we move the pelvis on the top of it. Okay? So do that with your right foot, step it back. Nice. Now, from that same pivot point, below the hips, press those hips back to the edge, back edge of your mat. Yeah. Left hand can be on the chair. Right hand can be on your hip. This is where I always joke that we sing I'm a Little Teapot. If this feels fun and you feel like maybe further is available, you could hang on lower on your chair. You could also take your top hand up. You can play here or you can play here. Good. Think about the whole rib cage turning 1 degree open. Can you breathe here? Can you press firmly into your feet and feel the legs hold you up? Can you feel the core holding itself up as it tips over that front leg? Beautiful. Beautiful. Now imagine, as you bring your arms down, imagine a bulldozer pulls up and this right hip gets pushed right in. Nice work. Step forward to your chair, and I'm going to move my chair so that you guys can see me just as easily on the left side. Breathe. We're going to do the same movement, keeping the right leg bone kind of steady and swinging the hips on top of that right leg bone. So sweep back like you're pivoting on a basketball court. That's the movement you're thinking of. One foot can't move, the other one can pivot wherever it wants to go. Yeah. Sweep that hip. Get some movement around it. Land. Fingers to the chair. Back hand, not on the waist, not on the top of the hip, but down where you can feel that leg bone. And from there, push out to the side. Reach. Stretch. Go as far as you can. Maybe this hand rests on the chair. Top hand on your hip. Maybe it goes to the sky. Maybe that hand lowers. Maybe you don't need it. Breathe. This is a long straight line down the side bodies. So you're not tipped in the upper body. You stay really strong there. Breathe. Breathe. Good work. Stretching out through the hips, stretching up through the fingertips. Nice work. And then soles of your feet connect, really drawing that hip forward. It's like the bulldozer presses that left hip back to center. Bend into your knees and take a step forward to the back of your chair. Fingers come to the back of that chair and we go down into our nice flat line. Soles of your feet connect to the floor. The bum is not way past the feet, so the feet are right underneath the bum, okay? You're thinking of being at this 90-degree angle. For some of us, arms don't like it. You might need to bend arms and be a bit closer to the chair. For some of us, in order to get a flat back, we need a bend in the knees. So let this look however it needs to look in order to feel like your spine is really beautiful and flat. Yeah. Press into the feet and walk back up. Separate your feet hip width apart. Once again, I'm going to ask you to close or let your eyes drop to the floor. Roll your shoulders to your ears, drop them down your back. Shake and relax the back of your neck. Shake your head, relax your chin. Notice if you're breathing in and out through your mouth or your nose. And if your body allows you to, close your mouth and breathe through your nose if you're not congested today. Can you feel it? Can you feel the prana moving in your body? This beautiful expansion, drawing in, reaching down to the fingertips and toes. The exhale, sweeping out what your body no longer needs. Just notice how your movement and your breath today have opened up access points into all these new corners of your body. That you are detoxifying. You are cleansing. You are creating space, getting rid of clutter. And this creates strength. It adds to vitality, increases vigor, and heightens our immunity. So just feel that pulsation, feel the vibration and the movement, the current of energy, of breath moving in your body. And know that that wise, intelligent current of energy has a healing power in it far beyond anything we've ever been allowed to believe before, anything that we've ever been taught. All right. So for our last 15 minutes of class, I'm going to give you some choices. If you don't want to go down to the floor, feel free to sit on your chair. And I will give you some movements that you can do from the seated position. And if you're willing to go down to the floor today, then feel free to lie down flat. You can have whatever props that you feel like you might need. I'm trying to teach without props just because I know that not everyone has things lying around your house. But if you have a pillow nearby, feel free to take one and then allow yourself to release to the floor. Keep your knees bent. Soles of your feet connect to the floor. Hands can lift to the ceiling. So you lift your fingers up high, pull your shoulders off the floor, and then set them back down again. Do that movement a couple times. With the shoulders landed on the floor, bring your hands around to the opposite elbow. And now you're just going to do a twist for me. Elbows go to the right, knees to the left. Inhale back to center. and come the other way. If you are seated practicing this, same deal. Our sit bones are on the edge of the chair. We're finding the movement of the spine. There's a beautiful inhale and exhale happening as you move from side to side. Yeah. Nice. And then relax. If you're seated, you might cross one leg over the other. You might bring the ankle over to the knee and open and close that knee. The same movement lying down is crossing the right ankle over the left knee and then just slowly opening and closing. Feeling the tightness that sits in that hip. I always imagine in yoga class, I have a WD-40 can beside me, and I can drop in a couple lubricating drops of oil into that hip socket. So when you're ready, you can change legs. Seated or on the ground. Just letting that foot move open and closed. Nice. Okay, so if you're reclined, our final pose is one of rest. You can stay right here. Sometimes it feels good to let your feet be further apart and your knees can fall together. If the chair is close and available for you, this pose feels very nice for many of us. That pose feels very nice. There are a couple of you that feel like this pose is the one you like the best. I have to be closer to my chair to make that one work for me today. Depends on how tall the seat of your chair is, the back of your chair is, I guess. But legs up the wall position. If you have a wall close to you, you could turn around and let the feet rest on a wall. You could put the backs of your calves onto the flat part of your chair. You can also stay seated in your chair. So we're moving into some stillness and silence right now. And we are going to just allow ourselves to take whatever final movement we need. And then we'll drop into stillness. And then once you drop into stillness, just letting yourself close your eyes and feel the heaviness in your body. You've chosen whatever position is most comfortable for you. If you have anything close by that you can use as a pillow if you're lying down. And if you're seated, you're choosing if you want to sit tall or nestle into the back of your chair. And just take a nice deep breath. Notice if you can exhale out of your mouth. Closing your mouth, letting your breath resume in and out through your nose. Noticing your increased awareness around the flow of this breath around your body. Notice how aware you are of the expansion that each inhale creates. Cells plump and juicy, filled with those nutrient packets. Notice the sweet release of each exhale. Shepherding out of the body anything it no longer needs. Feeling each breath come in deep and slow. Allowing yourself to just relax on the exhale, letting that breath leave deep and slow. Let go of any control you may be retaining over your breath. Step aside and just let it work at whatever rhythm, whatever pattern feels easiest and most natural today. Allowing the word breath to be replaced with the word prana. In yoga, this word infused with such a deeper meaning. Carrying the life force. Carrying your built-in intelligence. The conduit of your innate wisdom. And now for the next few minutes in stillness, just imagining that you have created the perfect set of circumstances for that inner wisdom, that inner healer, to just access every corner of your body and move around, creating the healing, the strengthening, the repairing, the restoring, all the work that is just so much easier done when we've reduced tension, when we've reduced strain or stress, and we've just created the conditions in our body for this innate wisdom to work. And every time your mind wanders, as it will, just gently draw it back, placing your awareness right on the movement of this prana. Aware of the pulsation and energy current moving through your body. Imagining the infusion of cells with vitality and health and energy and strength. And imagining the collection of all the carbon dioxide, all the leftover gunk and waste and grime, just being sweetly carried out by your exhale. And then allowing your awareness, it's almost like we're going to hardwire this now. We're going to bring the sensations and stuff that are still in your unconscious body and make them a little bit more conscious. We want to pay attention. So just sweep your awareness down your physical body and just notice, how does it feel to infuse breath into the cells of your body? How does it feel to just remind your body the muscles and the ability it has to move? Noticing how it feels to bring that awareness into your brain, how it feels to just take your bunny ear antennas down out of the busyness and craziness of the outside world and focus purely on yourself for a little while. Notice how that helps the brain. Taking a moment to just notice how your heart is today. And this is a hard one because when we find something positive sitting there, when we find happiness or ease or joy, it's easy to just like agree into that. But if there's something unsettled or worried or anxious there, it's important not to dismiss it and try and change it. It's important to just go, yeah, I acknowledge that feeling. But acknowledging it, knowing that we don't have to live in that space. All of these areas, our physical, our mental, our emotional body, they distill down, they unite. That is what the word yoga means. It means union of mind, body, spirit. And so if you feel all these areas of yourself distilling down to one center point, notice where that epicenter, notice where that core piece is in you. And what sits there today? Deep, beautiful breath, still easy in and out. Taking one final inhale, where you can exhale it through your mouth. Letting your breath return to normal. Allowing movement to creep into your body, fingers and toes. Starting to stretch and reach and move. Choosing how you might want to open up and start to wake up. Nice work. Perhaps there's a big stretch there. Perhaps knees come to chest. Maybe I've put some of you to sleep, and in which case I'm going to assume you're safe and sound to sleep in your own home. I don't have the ability to have visuals on all of you right now. Oh, thank you so much. Seven people came today. Might even be 8 if we count that there might be 2 of you in that little Norman Marie corner. Ah, thank you so much, everyone.